Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought I would do a bit of a channel update, basically talking about all the different stuff that we're going to be doing going forward, and then also at the same time stuff that we're going to continue to do. It's nice to do one of these pretty much every year, just because of the simple fact that it's nice to kind of lay out the groundwork of what I'm going to be focusing on in the year itself. To start with, we're going to be doing a Q&A near the start of this year. So if you do have any specific questions that you want to ask, make sure to put them in the comments here so I can go through them and then sort them out. The next thing is I am still pretty much a one-man band when it comes to everything. We have a few people, helping out in little bits, being paid to do little things, but mainly 90 to 95% of the work is still on my shoulders, and we're going to continue to do that because I think I'm able to do it. So let's go through all the different things that I've got going on. So the first thing is the main channel. Obviously, this one that you're watching it on, you have War Thunder and also Enlisted, which will continue to be the two major games when it comes to the channel. War Thunder, I feel like the content last year was pretty fun to do. I enjoyed doing it a lot. It was nice to be a little bit more expansive with some of the ideas that we came through, and also, of course, covering the news and covering all of the stuff that's going on. It was just nice to do. Same with Enlisted as well. Enlisted is a little bit slower when it comes to development compared to War Thunder. But one of the things that's happening soon is Enlisted is going to have its new Battle Pass out, and we're going to go hell for leather into it. The problem with doing two games, which are free to play and also do update regularly, is unfortunately the simple fact that time is an issue. I have like a 1 hour to 2 hour period in the morning where I have to make videos. Well, I don't have to make videos, but I have that time to make videos. And if I don't hit that kind of 2 hour period, then I'm kind of screwed because it puts everything else off in my day out of whack. Because I still, on top of all this stuff, still work a full-time job. So I do all of these things plus a full-time job on top of it. So with War Thunder, planning ahead when it comes to a lot of stuff is not too hard to do. You know, I can do past the devs content, I can do reviews, I can do silly videos or even leak videos. But certain ones, such as the news things, it really depends on when Gaijin decides to release the news. If they release it too late in the day, then I'm kind of screwed and it cuts into other things. My basic day is this: wake up, go to work, obviously after having some breakfast, come back from work, or finish doing work, depending on if I'm doing it from home or not, and then switch to YouTube mode, record a video, set it to process, then set up for the streams, and then stream, and then after that, work out, and then basically go to bed. Like, that's the general one without going into specifics. So for the main channel, that's still going to keep going. It's just the simple fact that depending on timings, I can get screwed. And that is one of the things I did notice last year. I'm trying to work out how to fix that, and we'll go into one of the fixes for it that we'll talk about in a sec. The second YouTube channel as well. So I have obviously this YouTube channel, which is War Thunder and Enlisted, but also I have a second YouTube channel. This one covers all of the other games that I play. So when Company of Heroes 3 comes out, that will go on that second channel. When stuff such as other games have come out, like The Wandering Village we played recently. We've also been playing a ton of different stuff recently, like Trine, Dungeons 3, Star Wars Force Unleashed, Rage in Peace, Home from the Revolution, Escape from Naraka, Juggler's Tale, A Tale of Paper, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, Homefront. All of these games were from the last week because technically January is like my holiday period when it comes to streaming. But yeah, all of those games, they go on the second channel. So if you're looking for different content, or if you're looking for kind of extra content, that is the place to go to, as long as the streams themselves. I would really like to get that channel up to 1,000 subscribers, because then it can be monetized, so therefore we can take some money, if it makes any, and put it into other things as we go forward. It's slowly creeping up there, but I also understand, most people just want to watch one type of content, and that's completely fine. That's just how this stuff goes. Then the Twitch focus. So basically, when it comes to Twitch, the idea is to stream 6 days a week and maybe a smaller stream on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is my day off. I do stuff with the missus, and I also do stuff with others. That's not going to change because I do need at least half a day a week where I do need to get everything else done when it comes to my life. So not just, getting haircuts or doing food shopping or anything like that, but a bunch of other things as well. So take at least half of Tuesday off. But when it comes to all the rest of Twitch, right now, when it comes to January, I'm waiting for the battle passes to come back for War Thunder and Enlisted. I think Enlisted has like 5 days, War Thunder has like 9 or 8 days, and at the moment, I have completed both. So War Thunder, I'm at level 151, and Enlisted, I'm at level 76. So I've done all of them. There's no other content to work on apart from researching vehicles or squads, and I just don't want to right now. I just want a bit of a break. So I'm playing a bunch of different stuff in January. After January, when the battle passes start coming back and then the updates start coming back, then we will transition once again into playing mainly War Thunder and Enlisted with little games on the side. So that's the general idea. Looking forward to playing a bunch of other games like Anno and other stuff which is going to be coming down the pipeline. Also, playing Trine with Freeman has been fantastic, so we'll continue to do that as always. When it comes to other things that I'm also doing, so I do have a TikTok and also YouTube Shorts, which go up on the second channel. These are basically just clips from the Twitch channel of interesting moments that people have got, and it's basically designed to not just promote the content, but also just so I have kind of a memoir of funny moments that happen, so we can maybe make some videos out of them. When it comes to the highlight videos, I do have 2 which have been saved up. I will release them. It's just actually getting the thumbnail sorted and also the right timing of them. And I think maybe next week is the right timing. There is a lot of like videos that I have just like sat around and I'm waiting for certain things to happen when it comes to games, or waiting for certain like narratives to turn up. So one of them is I have a really nice series on the South African vehicles and how they all, or South African aviation and how that could all fit together. But yeah, we're kind of just sat on that waiting for some news when it comes to Gaijin. At the same time, one of the major focuses for me is, of course, efficiency and maximizing time. Something that I found out last year, that I was able to keep up with everything. And all the stuff that I do individually may seem like a lot of stuff, but many of it can be layered over. And also at the same time, once you get used to it, it's not that hard. You kind of get into a pattern, right? One of the things that I've done for many years and will continue to do for many years is working pretty much 12 hours a day, even 14 hours a day. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I like putting time into. And that won't change until like some life-changing stuff happens, whether it's kids, whether it's, having to do more family stuff, whatever it is, at the end of the day. One of the things to also note when it comes to this year, we probably won't have too many days off, but in May, my father is coming over from England, and I haven't seen him in about 5 years, so I'm going to take a few days off, and I'm going to obviously spend time with him to make sure to, see him. I miss him a lot. He's a very powerful figure. He's a big part of my development as a human, and he's getting older now, and I haven't seen him in so long because of the pandemic stuff, and I just want to hang out with him. I don't know what else to say. He's such a positive and kind of like pillar of not just the family, but of many people's lives. So he's always fantastic to talk to. When it comes to other things, efficiency-wise, so as I said, one of the things I realized was, even though I was getting fatigue, especially last year in the last few months, September, October, November, December, there was a lot of content that I produced. Like there was an absolute metric ton of it, but I was slowing down. Not like mind was going bad or anything like that, but I was just slowing down every day because of the amount of effort I was putting in. So the part of this January was kind of resetting a few things. So first of all, was getting back properly on the fitness stuff, which, we'll go into. And then also doing a few little changes when it comes to just everyday life. And this means that life for me will be a lot more efficient going forward. And it'll mean I'll make a bunch of stuff. So some of the things we've been able to do. So first of all, I got a new PC. I'm still running my old PC because it's actually more powerful than my other PC. So we have Gertrude, and then we have Mavis. Mavis is the new PC. Now, Mavis has been built for one specific reason. And it's got a 3070 in it. It's got a pretty high i7, I think a 12700K. It's got, pretty quick SSD. And it's got a bunch of wireless peripheral stuff for it. So wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, wireless headphone. So I can run both of the PCs at the same time. And the reason why Mavis exists is, first of all, as a backup for the main PC, which has the 3070 Ti and a few other things in it. But it also is during those crunch times when there's a ton of stuff going on in War Thunder, I can process videos on another PC while still using my main PC for streaming. One of the problems that I found last year was a lot of downtime when it came to producing content for YouTube and also streaming at the same time. I felt pretty bad, like recording stuff on stream, not specifically the recording, because basically it's a live look at the kind of stuff you're going to see later on, but the actual live editing and live processing and having to wait for it to go through and everything like that, I feel like that was probably not the best for people. So I've got a new PC together. Overall, with everything included, probably cost about $2,500. But it's basically the only investment I'm going to make into hardware this year. So I'm pretty happy with that in general. The next one is AI imagery. So you may have noticed the last few weeks, the thumbnails have slightly changed. And that's because I've been using this thing called Midjourney Bot. Now, Midjourney Bot is an AI imaging bot. So basically, you plug in prompts, you plug in commands, and it creates stuff for you. And the reason why I'm using this is because one of the things I have is a failure as a human, which may be hard to see because, of course, because I'm very robotic when it comes to my mind. But imagination is a problem, right? And not just imagination, but putting that imagination on paper. I have two sisters. They both are fantastic at art. They are absolutely amazing when it comes to artistry. But the problem I have is I'm not. I'm nowhere near that. So what I'm looking to do is using the bot to put in what I want to see, and then it creates the thing I want, and then I can use that. So instead of trying to find the stuff on the internet or trying to, talk to other people about where to, have a look for this stuff, why not just create it myself? So I bought a subscription for it. It's about, I think it's $95 a year. I got the lower end one, which is like $8 a month, and we're going to use it for thumbnails, and we're going to use it for other things as well. Such as stream channel point rewards and things like that. So that's the general idea. And I think so far it's been going pretty well. I've just got to make sure to get my imagination, the hamster needs to start rolling in the head. The other one is food for the stream. One of the things that has been a constant issue for me is food. And that may be surprising because I'm a bigger dude, but what I mean by this is during streams, one of the things is trying to regulate how much food I eat, and then also when I create that food. Every day, I was basically spending an hour, maybe an hour and a half, making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I made lunch and dinner at the same time, and I ate the same thing for lunch and dinner. And I was chatting with the missus about this. And she was like, well, why don't I just make 12 meals like each week? And then that's 6 days. And then on Tuesday we can, go out and eat stuff. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm not good at asking or trying. I've never been good with asking other people to do stuff. I'm very much one of those people who's like, okay, well, I'll just do it myself, and then I'll just keep piling stuff on over and over and over again. But I do have a very nice missus. I do have, a very good relationship, and she very much supports a lot of the stuff that I do and understands that with my work ethic and with everything that's going on, I can basically pull through and do anything, which I know I can, as long as I have, food and a little bit of sleep. Not too much sleep, but a little bit. So when it comes to the food for stream, that's all sorted. We're literally just doing 12 meals every week, 6 meals or 6 days of food, 2 meals a day, and that will be the standard going forward. This will help, obviously, with fitness as well, and also health, because she's very good at making food. She's very good at balancing everything and putting in what I need. So really big ups to the missus. She's a huge support when it comes to this stuff and will be going forward as well. The next one is obviously working out and fitness. During this heavy schedule, I still want to continue being fit. I started off pretty heavy a few years ago. I was in not really a bad place mentally. I was in a pretty good place, but I just focused on the wrong things, which were what I felt like the right things at the time. I wanted to make sure that I was secure foundationally in the job that I had. I wanted to make sure that I was secure in my education and I was secure financially. And I basically left everything else out to dry in order to get those sorted and also relationships. So now that my focus has slightly shifted, because I feel a lot more stable in those areas, which I feel like are kind of like the core areas of life. Now it's time to focus on myself. And over the last year and a half, I've lost a decent chunk. I think the heaviest I recorded myself when it came to my weight was, I think, 345 pounds, which as like a big dude, that's still not that bad. And right now I'm sat at around about 230. So the lowest I got to was 212, and then I started beefing up because I wanted a bunch of muscle to be added, and that's where I'm at right now. My standard or my natural weight is around about 240. When I was 19, 20, when I was ripped to the gills, and when I was playing a lot of rugby and I was ready to go, raring ready to go, I was 240 pounds. And my father as well, his natural weight is 230, 240. So if I stick around this weight, and then just keep building muscle, keep trimming fat, I'll be happy. The general fitness that I'm doing every day, so stationary bike for 20 kilometers. So nowadays 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening. That'll switch to 20 in the evening after streams. And then also just basic weights, 25 pounders. Just doing bicep curls and shoulder presses, and that's really about it. The other thing is I bought this little elliptical thing, and basically when I'm streaming or when I'm making videos, I have this little under the desk elliptical thing, and I've just been pedaling this whole time while I've been recording. So that's technically nearly 20 minutes of walking. That's pretty cool. I like that. And yeah, I think this thing's going to be pretty fun. I don't agree with the calorie counter on it though. I think the calorie count is bogus. But it is kind of interesting to see how many steps you can take while on a stream, where technically beforehand I was kind of stood still. So I think that's really cool. The other thing as well is merchandise stuff. So a lot of people have been asking about this. We cancelled the merchandise stuff when it came to a few years ago, at least when it came to the YouTube stuff. Unfortunately, there was a few disagreements between myself and also some of the people running it. So, c'est la vie, it happens. We will be bringing that back, and the way we're going to do it is one design a month. So each month we'll get a new design. I'm going to backlog a bunch of them so I can get ahead of the curve
and then we can create, a decent merchandise store for you if you want to kind of support the channel in that way. The other one is fireside chats and also museum streams. So we will be doing more museum streams. Rocker already has one, which is going to be really good, which we're going to go and do. Fireside chat-wise, that is more just kind of down to when I feel like it. Fireside chats take up a whole day, which is completely fine. But the issue with them is I feel like the conversations are pretty much the same every time. So I want to try and elongate the time between them so conversations actually change a little bit. I realized by the end of last year when I was doing them, it was always just based around the hot topic of the time instead of any like huge ideas or general interesting discussion points, and that just made it incredibly boring. So I'm hoping that this year I can work out a time period that works best for these things, and then we can kind of go from there. The other thing is, of course, the Patreon. The Patreon is something which obviously supports everything. I would like to thank everybody who has supported it over the years, and also everybody who's supported through other means, obviously subscribers on Twitch, watching the videos on YouTube, obviously the ad stuff, the YouTube Red stuff. There's plenty of things which, have been very kind over the years. And even just as simple as participating in the Discord community, asking questions, talking to people, getting involved in the giveaways. There's so many different ways that people have been showing support, and also just the simple fact that it's just really nice to chat to people. Like I a few years ago, like when I was at university, like we talked about the origins of the channel before and why I started this stuff, and it was a simple fact that I was not confident when it came to talking to people, and also not confident when it came to talking to rooms of people. And now, after what feels like nearly 10 years, I think I can safely say that I'm good now. I feel good chatting to people, I feel positive chatting to people, and I feel great doing it, which is really nice. So hopefully we continue doing that. Hopefully we continue everything going well. And yeah, pretty much as simple as that. That's been the update. Thank you, as always, for watching. I really do hope you have a good day, a good week, and a good year. And I will see you next time. I'd like to thank Forge, Siegebreak, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, and also Sem Arslan, Wilkski, Uncle Bean, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.